and beyond. What up with y'all? How y'all feeling today? Hope everything is good with you cats. How y'all feeling today, man? How'd you sleep last night? Last night, I had the funniest and craziest sleep, man. I went to bed very, very, very early, like around 6 o'clock. Then I woke up like around 11 and some change. I went to go eat something real quick, drink something real quick. I went to bed back like around 12:30. Overslept a little bit, y'all. Had to rush out of bed, rush, take me a shower, rush, get me dressed. But I made it, y'all. I made it. Definitely made it to come here and speak to you guys because I wouldn't miss it for the world. I would not miss it for the world. I love you guys, and I most definitely love the chat. You cats keep me moving. You guys keep me moving, man. You know? And yesterday, definitely marked a little milestone. I did a little bit of work on the page, my people. A little bit of work on the page. I dropped a video in which I told you guys I wanted to drop, which is going to push the page further along into the direction that I want to go. So let me tell you guys what we are going to do here. We're going to speak about what I want to do in general, and we're going to talk about the direction of the page, my people. So the last couple of weeks, you guys see me still come up here on these lives to talk to you guys because for the foreseeable future, this is something that I definitely want to do for the foreseeable future. Again, like I said earlier, I love you guys, man. I don't know what I would do without my chat. You guys are my people. You dig? Y'all my people. Now, with that being said, I also like to do research, my people. So I come up here and we'll talk to you like this about my research. But I do like to make regular videos because I like to get footage. I also like to do different types of annotations, different types of transitions, things like that. There was a time in my life when I used to edit videos and things like that. So I definitely want to incorporate that into it. But let me tell you where I want my voice to be for this city. What I want my voice to be for this city. And I see we got some people in the comment section. We are going to that and we're going to read about it, my people. We got somebody, legend, official, asked me, where am I? And we got Isaiah said, what you been researching? All right, so the first question, where am I? I am in Long Island, New York, my people. This is Freeport, New York, Nassau County. Not too far on the island, Nassau County. This is a Freeport, a couple of towns or villages away from Queens. So when I get on this Long Island Railroad, first we go through Baldwin. Then from Baldwin, we go to Rockville Center. Rockville Center will lead you to Lynbrook. And then from Lynbrook, you go straight to to Jamaica. So that's how close we are, you know. What a lot of people don't know about Long Island is that when you go to the Green Acres Mall, which is in Valley Stream, you are actually in Long Island. People get Elmont and Valley Stream mixed up with Queens because a lot of people from Queens visit those places. But nah, that's Long Island. I believe we played both of them in baseball in high school. I think we played Elmont and we played Valley Stream, if I'm not mistaken. I may have been mistaken because that was so long ago. And then the homie asked me where I've been. Natasha came on and said, hi, what's going on? Natasha, how you feeling? I work with somebody with that same name. She one of the flyers. People, I'm not gonna tell her business, but she could definitely dress, yo. She's one of the best dressed people in the game, yo. One of the best dressed people at the job, yo. She be coming in looking like a designer store. Think of Nordstrom. She be dressing like she straight off the Nordstrom rack or something like that. You know what I mean? But Natasha's cool. She one of my people. You feel me? Like both of us are young, and we're in our position, like we directors, both of us. So we're like some of the youngest directors in the company, you know. And she cool people. She definitely cool people. So shout out to her. Shout out to her. So they asked me what I've been researching. Been researching a lot, man. Been researching a lot. This week I dropped a video speaking about some of the things that's happening out here in New York City. I spoke about some of the music stuff that's happening out here in the city. I spoke about a bunch of things that's happening. If you're visiting New York, maybe I probably need to, come out and just tell people off top exactly what this is. You know what I mean? I just said what people are doing and what's happening in the city. So maybe next time I need to just come out and plainly say what to use the video for, you know? But y'all go back on my page and go check that out. Go check that out. So that's one of the things that I've been researching. Also, I had a series back in the day called B's New York Minute, and I was playing around with things like this. So you'll see me walking in like an area like this, and some of the things that I'll tell you is the population dynamics, how much the median household is in the area. I want to do things like that because as I get older, the more I appreciate history, my people. As you get older, the more you appreciate history and the people who laid the foundations for where you are. So this is Long Island. Long Island has played a huge role in shaping, especially Freeport. Last time I checked, I completely forget. So I think when this country was first forming, over here, like Main Street, you had a bunch of Native Americans over there. And I believe in one of the wars, we had like a fort close to Freeport. And it just played a huge, huge, huge role in the history of shaping New York, in the history of this country. And I just like stuff like that, you know. I took a visit to Philly, and I was just amazed of the founding forefathers of this country that came through Philly and how important Philly is for this country. And that just speaked and sparked my interest. So we got somebody else on the end said, bruh, they laughing with the funny face. Somebody said, what's up? You sound like you look like my picture. Hold on, let me see. I can't even see your pictures. Let me see your picture. What is that, a black person? Yeah, you funny. I'm Caucasian, my brother. I'm not a black man. I'm a Caucasian. I am a Caucasian. Somebody said, you want to play something special? Sure, I'll play something special. What up? Somebody said, Briv, you talk too much. Well, I guess he meant bro. We got this other cat that came on. Somebody said, you just robbed the store and currently fast walking away. Somebody said, sound like a criminal. How a criminal sound, man? Let me know, my brother. How a criminal sound? And he said, I just robbed something and I'm currently walking away. Damn, kid, y'all doing me dirty this morning. Shout out to y'all. You know, shout out to y'all. I used to get a lot of people who came on telling me to rob things, telling me I look like I just robbed something. But listen, man, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I love this country, man. I know some of my FBA brothers gonna hate when I say I love this country. But I do. This is my home, my people. This is my home. We got somebody else on the check-in, my boy, Du. He back at it. What is that, Dante? What up, my boy? Somebody said, I know you got a weapon on you right now. He said that he know I got a weapon on me. I ain't gonna tell you if I do or if I don't have a weapon on me, you know? If I say no, you might try to set me up, have some stick-up kids try come up and rob me. If I do, you might call the police. So I ain't gonna say nothing. I will, though, tell you a time where I did, not guns, and I ain't walking around with guns, but I used to walk around with bats and razors back in like the early, to like the late 90s to early 2000s. And we talking about a whole different New York. We talking about a whole different New York. Like now, this is gonna be some of the things that I speak about on the page, so keep it tuned, you feel me? So now, New York is at the lowest that it's ever been in a while for violent crime. Homicides are down. Felony assaults, you know, they're down, but not down as much as robberies and things like that. But back when I was growing up in New York, I'm telling you, yo, it was a whole different place. It was a whole different place. And I'm not a big guy, my people. I'm not a big guy. I'm about 5'9". Back in that time, I was about 150 something. So I'm not a guy of huge stature, but I had a chain that was very, very, very nice. It was a Jesus piece. And this was back when everybody was getting Jesus pieces, y'all. So I got me a nice big Jesus piece. And again, I'm not the biggest person in the world, and I look fairly young. So at the time, I believe I was 19 years old, but I look more like 14, 15, being as skinny, no hair on my face. I still can't grow a full beard and mustache that connect. And I'm 46, my people. So facial hair is just something that I'm not gonna have. And I also carry myself, you know, sometimes younger than which I really am. And at the time, my girl, she was cute. Very cute girl, skinny, had big old, what my boy David Allen Greer say? Big old breastises. She had nice, big old breastises and a nice little booty for such a small statured person. She wasn't even 100 pounds, y'all. You know, she was about 5'4". I'm telling you, she wore like, she was weighed like 90 something pounds, yo. 90 something pounds. It was so bad that when people used to, you know you small when you take it personal when somebody call you skinny. So she used to almost cry when people call her skinny. I had introduced her to my grandmother. My grandmother looked at her and said, where the rest of her at? You know them black Southern women don't play. She was like, where the rest of her at? You know? But I was walking with her. I had my chain on and my size. So these dudes, about 4 or 5 of them on bikes, they walk around, they said something slick to her. Me, wanting to play Superman, wanting to put on my cape. Of course, I ran my mouth back to them. Again, it was 4 or 5 of them, yo. These dudes, we fought. We fought right there in the street. The cats took my chain, son. They took my chain. That was the only time I ever got robbed in my life. But they took my chain, son. And it's crazy because these guys literally live right up across the street from me. I had my building, Washington. They was across the street in the building they used to call Iraq. So this is back when the time when CNN, Capone and Noriega came out and cats was walking around talking about they was from all these places in the Middle East like Bosnia. These cats, they called their spot Iraq. I guess like basically to say it's a war zone. So after that time, I was walking around with razors, walking around with bats. You know those little naughty by nature bats? I used to stash them inside of my sleeve, pull them out. Used to have a razor blade to cut somebody up if they was messing with me. But as I got older, man, I was like, man, what am I really gonna do with this stuff? Would I use it? And I was like, yeah, it gotta be a real bad situation in order for me to lose it. I'm not gonna go out trying to protect property, you feel me? I ain't gonna be one of those people that go out trying to protect property. So I stopped arming myself when I left, you know what I mean? But, you know, to the brother who asked me if I was carrying something, I hope that answers your question. A little bit better. A little bit better. Somebody said, this dude said sound pretty trans to me. I sound trans? Yo, you stupid. Son. How do trans people sound? Y'all remember, I forget which movie that was with, what's my man name? Damn, he from out here too. He was just acting crazy because the Knicks won. Ah, man, he from Brooklyn. Old school comedian, hustle man. What's his real name? Damn, he got into the accident with Walmart and got paid. But him, I think it was the movie, he was going to get a massage. And the girl was a guy. And then they was like, yo, say my name. And homie said, Mordecai. You know your voice is deep. If I got to make my voice deep to sound like you, Mordecai. That's exactly what he said. But nah, I ain't no trans, man. Funny guy. This dude got a lot of jokes this morning, son. Where you from? Where you from, man, with all these jokes? Somebody said, you're still on live? Damn, man. Somebody said, are you out of breath? Nah, I ain't out of breath. See? Sound like I'm out of breath? I'm chilling. I'm just walking and talking. So I guess that's why it sounds like that. But I'm good, baby. I'm good. No need to worry about my health. I'm straight. What else? We got my boy, he came on. He said, that's me in the Tesla. That's him in the Tesla. That's you, word. You don't sound like you from New York, my brother. And you damn sure don't sound like you drive a Tesla. You sound like, let me see. You probably got a pickup truck, don't you? You probably from down south or from the mountains. You might be from New York, but you might be from the Catskill Mountains, up in those areas. You might be from the Pocono Mountains, places like that. Y'all know y'all can't get out without no SUV like that, man. I know how y'all get down over there. You probably a CO upstate, ain't you? You a CO upstate. I could tell. I could tell you a CO in one of the state prisons. You drive a pickup truck and you listen to country music, don't you? We said, watch this. He said, you must be in California. Nah. I'm not in California. I'm in New York. New York. This is Long Island, my people. Long Island, not California. But I do want to check California. Shout out to all the people from Cali who come in and check me out. He said, Mike Hunt said, don't be stereotyping. When I'm stereotyping, my brother, the way a CO who work upstate in one of those upstate New York prisons, what they would drive, what they would listen to. Listen, man, I heard a lot of stories, yo. And then, you know, when you live in those mountains up there, Catskill Mountains, you live in Poconos, when it starts snowing, things like that, you need a pickup truck, man. So don't go assuming you know what I'm talking about, man. I used to have an aunt that lived up there. And she was telling me everybody up there got a truck. You need a truck up there. She used to stay in the Poconos. And when it snowed, she said, everybody was stuck in. So everybody used to rock one of those. Then, you know, them prisons, they keep places alive, like rural towns alive. Rural towns are alive. So a lot of the people who from up there, they do work in the prison. So, you know, I was being funny, you right. But at the same time, it come from truth. It come from truth. Somebody said, show us respect. You ain't a part of the 5 boroughs. So you from New York? You from the city? When ain't a part of the boroughs? Long Island? We Strong Island, brother. We don't want to be a part of New York. You feel me? Shout out to New York. You know, I am also a part of New York City. I moved from Brooklyn a couple years ago, but I do also work in New York City. So I keep the city running, my people. Keep the city running, my brother. Of course, I'm a part of New York. But I ain't one of those Long Islanders who will try to claim New York City. Nah, we distinct. We got our own personality, and I love it, baby. We distinct, got our own personality, and I love it. And we got legends, son. Right now, Freeport, I'm standing on the same grounds as the great and legendary, guess who? Flavor Flav. These are the same streets that Flavor Flav used to run, man. How you gonna disrespect Long Island like that? When Flavor Flav used to walk around these streets, man. Flavor Flav. Somebody said, why monkey not in zoo? You a funny dude. My boy Buddy K11 said Knicks and Spurs. You already know I had the Knicks. This is New York. We got my boy Curdy, whatever. I can't say that. He said, here's some watermelon for EBT, monkey. Oh, my man is going in. But I do eat watermelon every single day, man. You know, it's good for my hydration. I don't mess with juice no more. So I mess with watermelon, and then I eat some pistachios with that. Somebody said, no, you're not. No, I'm not what? Mr. Garcia. Wasn't you here before? I remember that name. Mr. Garcia, 1310. I do remember you. Keith came in and said, Trump, your daddy. Is Trump my daddy? Trump damn sure ain't my daddy, but he is my president, my people. He ain't my daddy, but he is my president. And Trump is from New York, man. Trump is from New York, so we go very far back with Trump, man. Very far back with Trump. Before y'all even knew who Trump was, he was out here on these streets. You feel me? Out here on these streets. And I do not hate that brother. I think that, you know, we just got a different way of thinking, looking at certain things, different policies and stuff like that. But I could laugh at Trump. Trump funny as hell at times. You know, he be having me rolling, especially the way he be cracking jokes. You know, he had people looking at the debate Like you should have seen as mad people who didn't know anything about politics. They got into politics based off of their hate for Trump. So listen, I say if it's adding more people that's informed, then of course I think it's a good thing. You feel me? I think it's a good thing. Somebody said you love me. I do love you, Garcia. You's a funny guy. You was in here talking these type of crazy jokes a couple months ago. I remember you. Maybe it was last month, maybe it was earlier this month, but I remember your name, man. You're a funny guy. Somebody said, I know where you at, but you not my enemy. All right, you know where I am, but I'm not your enemy. Where am I, brother? Where am I, my brother? And you bet not be local. You bet not be local. You feel me? We got somebody, so I'll bet you be. Somebody said, so I'll let you be. Somebody said, Flavor Flav got TDS. What's TDS? What is TDS? Then we got, God damn it, that place looks poor. You think this look poor over here? I mean, it's not the best area. You know, you got the police station over here. But again, if you ever hear of like the Freeport Docks area, they have a whole bunch of parties over there. It's straight by the water. It's very, very, very nice over there in Freeport. Very nice. Go do some research about it. It's called Freeport Marina. Freeport Marina. They got restaurants. In the summertime, mad people go over there. It's beautiful. Somebody said, what are you running from? Do your black men running in a white neighborhood? Call the police. I'm just joking. Y'all got a lot of jokes. Somebody said twin about to get jumped. Y'all funny. Somebody said my name is Jeff. What up, Jeff? What up, Jeff? Hefe? What's going on, my brother? Somebody said who you is, who I is. I'm the outlier B, y'all. Outlier B. We got somebody else on the check-in. He said I was so high last night when I was taking the shower, my dumb ass slipped and tried grabbing the water. Damn, bro, you was messed up. What you was messing with? What you was messing with? I don't smoke like I used to, but I will take an edible every now and then. My main thing is the RSO oil, man. That Rip Simpson oil. Y'all ever had RSO? RSO will have you right, make you feel good. I get the RSO with a little bit of what's the name? Hemp. Not hemp. CBT in it. Oh man, you get some tea with the CBT and the weed mixed in, yo. I'm telling you, you'll be feeling great. You'll be feeling great. Somebody said, why are you walking? And why aren't you up at finance, honey bunny, and spending her money? You funny. Nah, I'm chilling. I don't work in finance. Don't work in finance. Somebody else said, Trump is my daddy. Know your place. You funny. Somebody said, my chip, Mr. Garcia. Hunt said, but you from the world and you gotta love the same Trump because he's done a lot of SHIT and paid a lot of taxes to New York. Facts indeed. I will not argue with that. But my train leave at 5. It's only 4 more minutes away. I got to go in here and make me my tea and I'm gonna catch you cats tomorrow, man. And remember, watch the video I just dropped talking about the things to do on Long Island. But I love y'all. Thanks for coming on. I'll check y'all tomorrow, my people. Check y'all tomorrow.